threes. Wins come in twos. Cash comes in ones. Throw it up, celebrate some news. I do a good job. Pull up and pop out and pull out. Head on and hood on. Pedal to metal. When I put my foot on, I got to put on. I got a bad one. They want to keep me. Oh, that's a good one. Pockets are dense. I think my bread is hard as a crouton. Receipts in my pocket don't come with a coupon. Okay. 30,000 in the pocket. No change. Okay. I might pass the ball, but this is no game. Okay. All my girls, they love and hate me the same.
Well, Coach, as you know, being over in Orlando, still a bit warm here in Florida, but really all things considered, a wonderful fall afternoon for football here in Tampa at Raymond James Stadium. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between our visitors and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. A pair of 3-0 teams set to lock horns for the right to remain unbeaten. And we're off in week 4. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone.
Come on, baby. Let's go. Ready. Who's on focus? Ricker. Yeah.
On first down, it's White. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. A big play there. His first touchdown on the year as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Josh Lambo now for the point after. And that one gives the Bucs a 7-0 lead. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Come on, set, 50, plant.
55. Coming to you.
Get it.
First carry now for McFadden. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Anderson. It's caught. Reception by Holmes. 11 yards and a Panther first down. First down, a run with McFadden. And he works his way forward for a couple up past the 30. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. A give right to McFadden. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down. Now Anderson. It's caught by OBJ. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
To throw is Anderson. To throw on second down. Airing one out deep for Holmes here. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's third down. Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down. From the gun, Anderson. He finds Beckham, complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. You know darn well both of these teams reviewed the film and saw that this defense had 5 sacks last week. They got to keep their QB upright.
And they're going to try their best to do exactly that. But they're facing a team where getting to the quarterback is a mindset. It's a mantra for them. And they play a game within the game. And you know what it is? Let's race to the quarterback and see who gets there first.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
14 yards, but they're still well shy of a first as that leads to fourth down.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
Go on. He's coming. Double up. He's coming. Double up.
Get it.
On fourth down, Anderson. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at about the 31. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Now it's Smith. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent game.
They had great starting position to begin the drive, but now they look up at a 3rd and 5.
Hey, we got 3 down.
From the shotgun, here's White. That's complete to the tight end, Everett. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 16. His first catch, good for 8 and a first down.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
Right there in the middle, 55. Your track.
And no pitch there and no chance either as he's brought down behind the line of scrimmage. That'll go as a loss of 5. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
Good job.
Out of the gun, it's White. And this one complete to Smith. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. A great play there. His 6th touchdown of the season as the Buccaneers tack on to their lead. Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And it's now 14-0. Now after the touchdown, it's Zuerlein. He'll kick it away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. 28 yards the game there on the catch and run. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Ready. 50, plant.
Here we go, D. Hey,
General West.
It's just me and you. It's just me and you. Check nickel.
And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets them back now for second down.
Got it.
Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
Ready. 60 or. Hey, wahoo.
Check 55 to Mike. Check 55 to Mike. Hey, watch the ball.
Five.
Anderson looking to throw on second down. He finds his target, Beckham. The 20, 10, and touchdown. Odell Beckham with touchdown number 7 on the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Extra point splits the uprights. The electric OBJ, the short reception, and then he did the rest of the work himself.
You know, there's a thing that the players always talk about, the coaches in the league, they call it play speed. Because, you know, we have that time speed when we run into 40s at the combine and, you know, in pro days and all of that. But play speed is different. And OBJ's play speed is some of the best in the league. In other words, when he has the ball in his hands or he's running a route, he runs it just a little bit harder than most people, and oftentimes you come up wrong on your angles trying to tackle it.
On the counter, it's Smith. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
On 2nd and 7, White nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
An 8-yard loss on the play. It's now 3rd down.
To throw is White. Throwing on 3rd and long. Quick hitter here, it's complete. They'll get 11, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
After the made field goal, Zuerlein back out there now to send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Let's go.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2 minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Back to the ground, but here McFadden. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Back to throw. Anderson. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. He's picked off near his own 48, and they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line.
The Bucs take over 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
A first down carry for Smith. He's got a first down and more inside the 30. Touchdown, Tampa Bay! A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year, as the Buccaneers tack on to their lead. Extra point tacked on by Lambeau. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Now after the touchdown, it's Zuerlein. He'll kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They start the drive with McFadden. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off near the 42. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands.
Check. Crunch.
They'll run on 1st down. Smith. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
It's a loss of 2. Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 31-yard line.
On 2nd down, here's Smith. Space to run past the 20. And all the way down to the 5. A big hitter there. A first down gain of 26 yards.
That's how you get right up off of the mat, because on the last play, they stoned him in the backfield and dropped him for a loss. But he's the type of guy that scared me a little bit because he's not daunted. Just got right back up, showed some confidence, and picked up a first down with his very next run.
And he's got it. Caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Gerald Everett, his first touchdown on the year as the Buccaneers tack on to their lead. Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And the route is on here in this first half. Now after the touchdown, it's Zuerlein. He'll kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll send you cross-state to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have all the stats and all the scores from games going on during another busy Sunday in the National Football League. Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. Here's the Panthers punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. Pulled in at the 24. A 46-yard punt, 8 yards on the return. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. Meanwhile, down in Dallas, an update from there. And it's the Cowboys that have moved down to an early advantage. And we'll keep you abreast of how that one shakes out. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They've had a very solid first half, and as we near the end of that first half, they're just looking for a little more on top of their lead right now.
And when you put together a game plan on offense, you put together what you think is going to be the best possible scenario, right? Hey, we're going to score. These are the plays that are going to do it. But you also put together your counters, meaning after they make adjustments to what you're doing, what do we have to go to next?
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Exactly. So I can't wait to see if we come out of the half, how they're going to go about doing things. Do you just keep running what you ran before, or do you go to your counters expecting those adjustments to happen?
Before that, we'll see the end here of this first half. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield.
I'm going back.
Here's White. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Johnson was the intended receiver, and that'll bring up second down. Defensively, celebration time because they finally forced an incompletion. He was perfect throwing the ball to that point.
Yeah, but from his viewpoint, they didn't force the incompletion. He just missed. That's how hot he is right now, and that's how he wants to continue to throw the ball.
Now White lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Hey, check Michael Allen, check Michael Allen. Hey, let's get that ball, D. Let's get that ball. Hey, check Michael Allen, check Michael Allen. Watch the slant, watch the slant.
Throwing on third and long. White, complete. It's Johnson. And they'll get this across midfield, but not nearly close to a first down as he stopped at the 48. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th. Here comes the Buccaneers punter now. Back deep, Golden Tate. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And it's out of bounds. Now we'll see what the side judge says. He says out at the 8-yard line. So they'll play the field position game here as a very nice punt is going to pin them back.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a game of tennis, or do you prefer ping pong? You know, back and forth like that? That definitely was excellent, wasn't it?
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Well, look at the clock here. You're inside of a minute. First half hasn't gone that well for you. How are you going to play this drive?
Well, I've been told by my coaches previously that the intelligent approach, go ahead and run out the clock and start over. Don't make any more mistakes. But there's also something to understanding that you got this last drive here. You get the ball to start the second half. Try and go 2 for 1 here. Get some points now and come out of the locker room and get more points again and get your momentum really built up.
Oh, here we go. Oh.
Running again on first with McFadden. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. 11 yards and a Panther first down. On first down, he'll drop to throw. Looking for his tight end on the corner. It's complete. 23 yards on the play.
Ready.
You. Watch safety 3. Watch safety.
22 jet bomber. 22 jet bomber.
Switch.
Ready.
And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long.
Watch Mike. I'm coming after you.
Anderson now operating from the gun. And the throw there going to be incomplete. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. And it's fielded at the 34. 43 yards on the punt, 7-yard return, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
And how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. A big play there. 60 yards as his guys continue to pour it on. This offense, they were dynamic in the first half. The halftime break, that didn't slow them down at all. Big strike here in the third quarter.
It's almost as if they were saying, it's not just our skill in the first half that's getting this done, it's confidence as well. And confidence has taken over this game in a big way. How about these strikes that we're seeing?
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency. Move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Now a quick throw as that's complete on the hitch route. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. So second and inches after that first down completion went just shy of the marker. They run. McFadden. 11 yards and a Panther first down. Another good run there for a guy who, remember, on Wednesday was named NFC Offensive Player of the Week for what he did a week ago.
Yeah, and you know it takes some solid runs and some extra special ones in order to win that type of an award. I think he's locked in and wants to get it done a second time.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Looking to throw. Anderson. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long. They'll give to McFadden out of the gun. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down. Caught the defense off guard there a bit on 2nd and long, but now you still have to deal with 3rd and long.
Yeah, you do, but you feel pretty good about the last play, don't you? And maybe it gives you a little bit of confidence dialing up the next one, that maybe your team will believe in it when you send it in.
Haywood! Yo, go! 5!
Here's Anderson throwing on 3rd and long. It's caught. Beckham. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
That's certainly playing down and distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
And now a whistle and a timeout called by the kicking team. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down.
6-6. Pull it, hop, and go.
Running for it. Here's McFadden. And this doesn't end well at all as they stop him far behind the line to gain. Ron Rivera, the gambling type, but he comes up empty here. And the Buccaneers defense holds, and they get the football back. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And coming off a 1-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in, because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 25 yards there on the catch and run. So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Oh, yeah. Go. Here we go again. Slam.
White. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Raekwon McMillan coming in hard there on the blitz, and he gets him 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. White looks to throw. He finds his man Johnson. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down.
A gain of 14 yards brings up 3rd down.
Check.
They'll try and run for it with Smith, and he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe, and they're sitting pretty now as the lead grows even further. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs. all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And on that last drive, Whitford on fourth turned it over. Good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on fourth down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains. This quarterback now 9 of 17 through the air. Back to throw. Anderson. And that's complete to Adams. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. 3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Strong right. Strong right.
On 2nd down, McFadden. And he'll take this up over the 40 to about the 41. The Panthers on 3rd down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This will be 3rd and 6. Looking to throw. Anderson. Buying time to his left. He can run for it, and he will. He will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield. 8 yards that time, able to take off, and the result is a first down. On first down, McFadden, and he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. A full 5-yard loss that time. It's going to make 2nd down pretty tough. So after a rare misstep on this drive, they'll try to make amends on 2nd and 15.
Check 3, check 4, out. Check 3, check 3, check 3. Twist.
Bravo.
2nd and 15. Over the middle to Beckham. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 28. This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. 2nd and 3. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32.
Enough takes a start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, doesn't it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Come on. Where's 52? Watch 52. 52's the mic. What we got? Let's go.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Anderson. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. The Panthers going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter. They're already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down.
Shoot!
X3, 218, chopper.
Check 43. Watch the edge.
Ready.
Oh, look at this play call. There he goes inside the 30. Odell Beckham Jr. And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. Odell Beckham with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Panthers are able to cut into this lead. Point after, right down the middle. And that will shave 1 more off this lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. We've got a lopsided game here. I don't know, Charles. What does the handbook say that we discuss when we've got a game like this in the fourth quarter?
Hold a second. Let me thumb to the proper page on that. Know what it says?
What?
Let's discuss how we got here. This is a dominant performance, where they took control of this game, how they've managed to keep control of this game, and then we go ahead and think about how we're going to leave here and get to the airport. In a lopsided blowout, the roads are usually open.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. The Bucks on third down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. They'll run with Smith, and he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. 4th down now after a loss of 2. On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them, but all game long, he's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him. Kind of like a baseball hitter in the zone. The ball seems bigger, and he's just whacking it. These guys, they've got it going today.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And it's a unit last drive that did it all on the ground, Charles.
And they controlled it from the interior. Big on big, right? Offensive lineman versus defensive lineman. But you know, in order to keep the football moving downfield, other people have to get involved as well. Your wide receivers, your tight ends, lead runners, anything that you have possible to get in front and keep the ball moving.
And now the defense may be looking out for a pass coming up. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. They'll run on first down. McFadden. And he's going to bowl his way forward to the 48. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line, tackled there. The Panthers have the first. It's a gain of 12. So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10, right at the 40.
Mike 52, Mike 52. Let's go.
Blue draw quarters. Get it.
The ball comes out. And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. And you've probably talked about since training camp. Knock the ball free, take it away from the other team, and now you have that chance. There's a little bit of deflation when they end up recovering it.
They knocked it free, but couldn't take it away. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score.
Mike 55, Mike 55, Mike 55. Watch the slant.
On 1st and 10, Anderson. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Give him 15 there, and the Panthers have a first down. Now Anderson on 1st and 10. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Big O.J. Howard, his intended target. And that'll bring up second down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Hey, Charlie.
To throw is Anderson. Going to throw again. And it's caught. And so close. He gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. A good-looking drive so far for the Panthers and a first down here.
Protein spill.
6 guys. Check 6 guys.
They'll run for it with McFadden. And he takes it into the end zone for a Panthers touchdown. A great play there with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Panthers, they're able to draw a bit closer. Extra point right down the middle, and that will get them one closer. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And barring mistakes, they should be able to kneel this one out and finish it off. And there's only one timeout remaining on the defensive side of the ball, so that doesn't really come into play either. The run there on first down, going to get him 5 up to the 30. Mika Fitzpatrick made the play defensively, the first-round pick out of Alabama. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Jim. Slam.
They'll run it again with Smith. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead them to 3rd down. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college, and how about in the NFL? The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee, and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. They'll run for it here with Smith. And the surge is going to be too much defensively. He's hit and taken down to the backfield. Bruce Arians takes a shot there, but his guys come up empty. And the Panthers are going to get it back in excellent field position. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Watch the blood.
jet bombers.
Undertow. Check 31.
Get ready.
And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long.
Come on, set. 90, Wolf.
Watch the run. Check. Fred down.
Smooth. Let's get now.
Back to throw. Anderson. Now a desperation throw. Deep down. And it'll be intercepted. Able to get there and pick it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And they've got this one in hand. No timeouts remaining defensively, so this one should just be one kneel and then handshakes. An opening there on that first down run as he gets this forward for about 8 or 9. That looks to be 8 officially, so 2nd and 2. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Buccaneers, that early momentum continues here as they move to 4-0. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for our visitors, the defeat is their first of the year as they drop to 3-1. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.